Greetings, chickadees. Angie B here with today's vlog. And today's vlog topic is the dark, beautiful genius of Guillermo del Toro. Now, if you don't know who Guillermo del Toro is, you need to seek him out. You need to watch everything he's ever done, because Guillermo del Toro is one of my favorite directors of all time. He's up there with Peter Jackson, George Romero, so many awesome directors, and Guillermo is definitely one of my faves. Guillermo del Toro is a Mexican director, writer, and artist, and he's just astounding. His imagination is so twisted and yet so beautiful and so bittersweet and poignant, and I'm just so glad that he's getting more of a name for himself and that he's going to be directing The Hobbit. Yes! And he's so cool and so awesome, and I'm just glad that he's got all these projects lined up, and he's exec producing like 5 projects, and he's got comic book movies, and maybe Hellboy 3, and his books are coming out now. The Strain came out a couple of months ago, which he co-wrote with Chuck Hogan, and there's 2 more planned, and apparently they're going to be adapting it for TV. They're looking at HBO or Showtime, so it could be really dark and awesome and just incredible. I love Guillermo del Toro because he's got this incredible artistic vision, and especially now that he's allowed to actually give more free rein to his artistry, because he got his start doing small Spanish language films. And then after he finally had a big breakthrough with Pan's Labyrinth, which is an amazing movie, and was nominated for like 3 Oscars. I think it actually won 1. I think it might have won makeup, which it obviously deserved, but Pan's Labyrinth was a fantastic movie, and it got a lot of critical acclaim, and it actually, brought in money at the box office, and he became more of a household name. He's still not really a household name, but at least he's a little bit more well-known in America. But he actually, you might have seen some of his movies, and you didn't even realize it, because he did Blade 2. He did the Hellboy movies, which, granted, the first one isn't fantastic. I mean, it's got its great moments, and it's, fun and comic booky, but it's not fantastic. But after Pan's Labyrinth did so well, and after he started to become more known as a name, New Line Cinema actually let him have more of an artistic say in Hellboy 2. Now, Hellboy 2 is far superior to Hellboy 1, and just ignore all of the plot holes and inconsistencies and the easy outs in the movie, because yes, there are a lot, because that doesn't matter. It's a beautiful movie. It's really fun to watch. The characters are really cool looking and really interesting, and I really love Hellboy 2. Hellboy 2 came out when I was living and studying overseas in New Zealand, and I was really excited because when Blair and I went on our mid-sem break to Australia, to Sydney, Hellboy 2 was just opening in Sydney. So we ended up going and seeing Hellboy 2 in the most amazing theater I've ever been in my life. This thing had like 3 levels, huge, couch-like seats with ottomans, and you could actually order like steak dinner and fine champagne and caviar and wine and stuff to eat while you were watching the movie. Ridiculous, but amazing. It cost us $13 Australian to get in and see that movie, which is a lot of money, considering. But, oh my gosh, it was so worth it, because Hellboy 2 was fantastic, and I really loved it. Something I really love about Guillermo is that he really loves his actors. The same way that Tim Burton and Johnny Depp go together so well, and the way that it looks like Jon Favreau and Robert Downey Jr. are starting to build a partnership, and, oh my gosh, Leo DiCaprio and Scorsese, you've got some partnerships in the biz. Guillermo is like that with Ron Perlman, who was in his film Kronos, which is a vampire flick, and then, of course, in the 2 Hellboy movies, and Doug Jones. If you don't know who Doug Jones is, that's totally understandable, because Doug Jones is always in tons of latex and makeup, and he's usually completely unrecognizable. If there's a movie with a creepy-looking, tall monster or spirit or ghost or something, odds are it's Doug Jones. The guy has been in like 100 plus movies in the past 15, 20 years. He played one of the gentlemen in the Buffy episode Hush, which is one of my favorite episodes of any show ever. He also played Pan in Pan's Labyrinth, as well as the Thin Man in Pan's Labyrinth, which, if you've seen the movie, you know the Thin Man is fucked up beyond all reason. He also played Abe Sapien in Hellboy 1 and 2, even though David Hyde Pierce did his voice in Hellboy 1. In Hellboy 2, he got to do his own voice. He also played the Angel of Death and the Chancellor in Hellboy 2, so that's awesome. But, by far, my favorite Guillermo movie is The Devil's Backbone. If you've never seen this movie, if you've never heard of this movie, I really strongly urge you to track down a copy and watch it as soon as possible, especially now. I mean, it's coming up to Halloween, and for those of you that live in the Northern Hemisphere, you know, seasons are changing and it's becoming fall. Perfect time to watch this movie, because it's brilliant. It is the most beautiful, atmospheric, well-done ghost story I've ever seen in a movie. The ghost himself is so interesting looking. I've never seen a ghost done this way before. It's a beautiful movie. It's really poignant, bittersweet. It's a great coming-of-age tale. It's also a great war story because it's set in the 1930s in the during the Spanish Revolution, and it's just it's an amazing movie. It's brilliant. One of my favorite horror movies, one of my favorite Spanish films, and definitely my favorite Guillermo movie. If you've never seen this, check it out. Great acting, great writing, beautiful to look at, really creepy and atmospheric. And what I love about Guillermo is that he doesn't just go for the sick, gory, jump out at you sort of scares. He goes for the tension, the build-up, the atmosphere. It's brilliant. It's amazing. It's one of the best movies ever made. Check it out. I really love Guillermo because he is a huge fanboy. He's a huge geek. You need to go track down the YouTube clip of him when he was on the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, because he's adorable. He gets all crazy about H.P. Lovecraft. He loves Mike Mignola, the guy that is responsible for the Hellboy comics. He's a big fan of Peter Jackson. He cites John Carpenter's The Thing as one of his favorite horror movies and one of the movies that made him want to be a director and do, horror films and things like that. And I love Guillermo del Toro. He's adorable. He's really, really freaking talented. And his movies are so beautiful. They're so dark. They're so emotional. And even when he's got all these crazy, creatures and fantasy and horror elements in it, he's still very much focused on the emotions and the realistic, qualities of humanity. And it's brilliant. It's mind-blowing. It's awesome in the literal definition of the word. I'm really happy he's doing The Hobbit. If you don't think that he can do The Hobbit, because, if you've seen Guillermo's movies, they're really dark and they're really twisted, and you might not feel like that's really on par with The Hobbit. Remember, there are some dark things that happen in The Hobbit. And if you've seen the extended edition of Return of the King with the Mouth of Sauron, that's pure Guillermo right there. Peter Jackson might as well have had Guillermo guest direct that one little scene, because it's so creepy and so blah, and it's so Guillermo. I'm really excited to see The Hobbit. I'm really glad that Guillermo's in New Zealand filming it, and that he's working with Peter Jackson, and I really hope Doug Jones gets to be in it in some, form or fashion. So if you've never checked out Guillermo del Toro before, check him out. He's the shit. Hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog. Check you later.